Hey guys, EBPMAN here, and in today's video we're taking a look at a true wireless earbud set that's going to give you 50 hours of battery life. You heard that right, 50 hours. We're taking a look at the Tribit FlyBuds C1. Let's go ahead and check them out. Now, I was completely floored when I received the Tribit FlyBuds C1. We're talking about 12 hours of battery life on a single charge. 4-time charge in the case is going to give you 50 hours of battery life. That combined with Bluetooth 5.2, which means you have no sync issues at all, and great distance. 4 mics with CVC 8.0 noise reduction and an IPX5 rating really knock these out of the park. Not only that, spoiler, they sound amazing too. We're talking great bass, mids and highs. So let's go ahead and check them out a little bit deeper and see what's in the box. Now inside the box, you're gonna find your Tribit with their charging case, a USB-C cable, and multiple gel pieces that you'll be able to use to get the best fit. Now these earbuds also feature IPX5 rating, which is gonna give you a great experience when you go to the gym. And as we look at the case, you basically have a USB-C charging case. Doesn't have Qi charging, but it has some other cool features. As we open this up, you'll notice that they indicate that from a battery perspective, what battery percentage you have. This is your pairing button. They will not fall out, and they also magnetically lock. So when they go into place, you're not going to have them falling out. When you take a look at these, they really look like AirPods Pros. Take a look at that. But they're sharper. I love the red accent that you see there. That makes them look a lot sharper. And when we put these on, you'll notice, and this is one of the things I really like about these, is that they almost disappear. They have a really, I would say, small profile. So this is what they would look like. I'm going to turn to the right, turn to the left. I'm going to try to get right smack dab in the center, and they almost disappear. So I love the fact that these things are so low on the side. They do look like the AirPods Pro, as you can see with the short stem. I think they're cooler. I kind of like the black. I dig this a little bit more with that little red accent. It looks really sharp. Now, because they go into your ear, the way based on the design, they have this in-ear design. They give you great passive noise canceling. So they do seal a lot of what's going on around you really nicely, which also says that when you're listening to music, you're going to get, like I mentioned, great bass. So you're going to get bass, mids and highs are going to be there. And that's because of the overall design. You do have, on the stem itself, you have the ability to control things, to play pause. They do not support auto pause. If you take them out of your ear, both of them, they're not going to pause the music. Things are going to continue to play. But you can use them independently. So we talked about 12 hours of battery life. You could literally only have one earbud in your ear and run it for 12 hours, put the other one in your ear and run it for 12 hours more. So that really even extends the battery life significantly more, in my opinion, at least the way you're using it. So I do that quite often. The IPX rating, we said, is going to be safe in the gyms too. Now, from an audio perspective, how do they sound? I've already said it multiple times, so I have to say it again. They have bass. They have really good bass, which is something that I did not expect. Bass, mids, and highs are present. Great music separation. Again, they just sound really good. Now, from an audio perspective, though, to give you a sense of how well they sound, we are going to do an EBPMAN style audio test so that you can actually hear it next. So put on your earbuds or headphones and see what I experienced.
This is as good a day as any to start the rebuilding of life. The roads that lay open are many when the old one's gone under the knife. And I can feel the sun on
Now next, we're going to do our call quality test. And these tests are going to include face mask. It's also going to include a child crying in the background, doorbell ringing, dogs, the new normal, right? Because everybody's either going to school from home or working from home. So let's go and check them out. All right, so now we're doing our call quality test, but this time in a quiet environment. As you can see by our decibel readings, anywhere between 25 and 28 decibels of noise. Let's go and switch. Now this is what the call quality would sound like making a phone call on the Tribit FlyBuds C1. This is a test, 1, 2, 3. This is our test. Next, we're going to add some wind to this environment. Now, this is what the FlyBuds C1 sound like with wind in the environment. This is a test. 1, 2, 3. This is our test. Now, next, we're continuing our test, but this time with the face mask on. This is what the FlyBuds C1 sound like with the face mask on. We're continuing our test, but this time in a much noisier environment. As you can see here, anywhere between 40 all the way up to 80 decibels of noise. What we're going to do is we're going to stay quiet for a second, see how much the FlyBuds are canceling, and then we'll continue with the audio test. Let's go ahead and switch. Now, this is what the call quality would sound like making a phone call on the Tribit FlyBuds C1. This is a test. 1, 2, 3. This is a test. But this is a test in a noisy environment. We're continuing our test of the FlyBuds C1s, but this time with an infant crying in the background. This is what they sound like with an infant crying in the background. Now we're continuing our test, but this time with a dog barking in the background. This is what the FlyBuds sound like with a dog barking in the background. Now we're continuing our test, but this time with a doorbell ringing in the background. This is what the FlyBuds would sound like if a door was ringing in the background, or a doorbell, actually. So guys, that wraps up our review of the Tribit FlyBuds C1. See you in the next one.